Hi there, this is Fahad. We are going to look into the last part of the F# in the Enterprise blog post series. This would be the video tutorial series that we are going to check about. You can also follow me in Twitter at Fahad Suhaib. Now let's get started. So we're just going to give a small snapshot of what we have discussed in the two blog posts, and then we will look into mTwitter. It's an WPF application written completely in F# based on what we discussed on those two blog posts. Okay. So as you all know, F# is a functional first language, so it puts functional programming as the first paradigm compared to other object-oriented stuff programming that is available in Visual Studio. So major questions when using F# in the production environment is you have to learn a new language, understand the constraints of the new language, and then you have to somehow be productive on creating your apps. So bottom line is you have to get your apps completed within the timeline and with less number of bugs. So this series is all about using F# completely in production environment in the different UX platforms that is available in Windows. So let's look at that. We have three UX platforms in Windows. We have Windows Forms, we have WPF and Silverlight, and we also have the web development, ASP.NET and ASP.MVC. So overall, it can be categorized into these three UX platforms that is available in Windows. In Windows Forms, you have very good designer support in Visual Studio. You also have very good extensive third-party libraries available. So all you have to do is just mash up some application very quickly and finish up. With WPF and Silverlight, you have a usable designer in Visual Studio, not that as great as Windows Forms, but still usable. You have a very good designer in Blend and nice set of third-party libraries. With WPF and Silverlight, it evolved a new pattern called MVVM, which allows differentiating designer code with your model data. Since F# allows you to write concise code, it is more suitable for development in WPF and Silverlight at this moment, because it can represent your object model in a functional way, as well as wrap that around using object-oriented concepts. That is most suitable for WPF and Silverlight. So that's what we are targeting in this blog post. We have been seeing on how WPF and Silverlight can be used with F#. So the last UX platform is web development. This is a different genre, so we won't look into it much now. So now we'll look into a Twitter-based WPF application completely written in F#. It's an Outlook-like Twitter application, so it simulates an Outlook-like UI that connects to Twitter and retrieves your tweets. First thing you have to do is get your consumer key and secret from dev.twitter.com. This is also explained in this blog post that contains this video. You can go and check that out. Okay, so let's look into the project. The project is organized as core, controls, and view. The core implements the F# agent to download from Twitter. Controls have some set of reusable components that will be used in the project, and we also have a view that's the final application and uses all these things. So this is how the project is organized. We also have a demo project that contains a script file which will show you the above code is that it contains the authentication code for Twitter, and we also have some extension methods that will be used for having threading and all that stuff. Okay, so let's just compile this. So on a high level, if you look at, we have some code that pulls from Twitter API, and we add the authentication for the user here. Then we parse the XML string into a sequence of objects. We do that using download agents. And finally we print that out. Let's just run this application. You select all, press Ctrl Enter. This will start off the F# interactive mode. Then everything gets compiled and wait for a few seconds. All the background is talking with Twitter with all the authentication and done. So you have this set of tweets that I pulled from my Twitter account right now. So this is what we are going to visualize using WPF. So let's look into the project now. We will see how different items contribute to each other. So we have a view.controls project. We have some important controls that is quite useful. Let's look into some controls now. The first one is hyperlink text block. This helps you to get hyperlinks from the text. Like if there is an HTTP dot something, then it automatically recognizes and converts that to a hyperlink. And you have image web.fs. There is an image control which automatically connects to your Twitter along with the authentication code and pulls the images for each of the user. Let's just build this application so we don't get to see those error markings, error squigglies. It's building. Okay, so everything is fine now. So that's about it for this one. Then you have a search Twitter box which will allow you to search your Twitter tweets on your grid. It's kind of a nice utility to have. Then you have a Twitter grid that has a data grid inside with some unique features with respect to Twitter. Okay, let's look into the core project which has the download agent. The rest of that you can just browse and check it out. So we have this download agent.fs. So like we've seen in the FSX code, the script file that is, we have a little bit of modified code here which handles all request timeout and all that stuff. Anyway, so the Twitter app is the view. So we have a data grid view, that's the main view for the application itself. It works based on MVVM. Although we have to write some UI stuff code here because of direct interaction with the UI, but we have most of the code done in MVVM fashion. So you can just hover around and check it out. Let's run the application. So we have a debugger window showing up in the backend. Connects to my home timeline.xml with count equals 20. Then it pulls all the tweets, and I have my data being pulled and all these image files getting stored in my app.local data. So this is what we have seen. There are some nice features that is available in this grid. You can group them by name. It almost gives you the look and feel of Outlook. You can also group by name in conversations, like if you are replying to someone, then you automatically get grouped by those names. This is very important to know if you are tracking your conversations in Twitter. So here we have Chris Hardy and Kilobyte discussing about something. Well, you can just check it out as you want. And I can also use my search Twitter box to search about something. There's nothing about WCF. Let me see. iOS, no iOS. Web. Okay. So you just type around any name, or you just type any keyword, it automatically checks for your details in the name as well as the tweets. So you have, let's check, for example, let's check CSS3. So it gives me this particular tweet. So it's kind of useful things that is available here. You can also check out each individual guy's tweets by clicking on the tweet button. Then you also have read, unread kind of options here. So that's about it. You can play around this application and let me know your feedbacks. This is one way to go about it. This shows you how F# can be used in production environment. Let's look at the slides now. So as we discussed, we talked about the custom controls that are available. We also checked how Data Grid View provides the glue between UI and the underlying model. Okay, so that's about it. Hope to get some nice feedbacks again. See you in the next post. You can always connect me in Twitter, like I said. It's at Fahad Suhaib, and you can always ping me through my blog also. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.